walking past, during the breaks, people were like, wow, who is that? They're turning their heads. That's how much of a banger this fragrance is. And for the price that you're paying for this fragrance, it's an absolute steal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Lindo Zindela. I'm not sure if this little bad boy showed. Yeah. So I was in Tata for the weekend. I'm not going to go into too much depth with regards to that. But I was in Tata for the weekend. It's a cow for accepting the groom, the long and the short. So I've got this little timepiece that my in-laws gave me. But enough about that. Apologize, I'm looking a bit scruffy and sunburnt. I don't know how I'm gonna get about resolving the sunburn situation, but needless to say, the show must go on. So, guys, seasons change. So obviously, when the seasons change, you put your trench coats away. If you're coming from the winter, you put your jerseys away, and your wardrobe changes. With your wardrobe change, your fragrances need to follow suit as well. Now, this fragrance, Dylan Blue, is such a versatile fragrance. It's one that I feel like could be worn by, I'd like to say, any age group. I don't even think it's limited to, not just your 20, 30-year olds. I think even, the more mature guys could wear this because of how versatile it is. So with the opening, there's a slight citrus on the top. Let me just actually show you guys the atomizer before we get to talking about the note breakdown. Yeah, you can certainly off the top pick up the citrus. But for me, what makes this such a well-rounded fragrance is their use of ambroxan and also their use of incense and spices. So it's not only a fragrance that's just fresh and aquatic, it's also got spices, it's got that ambroxan. That's why I feel like it's such a well-rounded gentleman fragrance. I actually wanted to put this when I captioned my post for the day on Instagram, that it's such a versatile fragrance and every gentleman should have this. It will definitely serve you well during your spring and summer seasons when it's really, really hot. It projects really well. Just a bit of a backstory about this fragrance. When I first started using it, I walked into a retail store, smelled it, I'm like, wow, this smells really, really nice. And I think for any beginner, blue fragrances are, an easy grab off the shelf, and it's something that you can easily, justify spending 1,000 odd rands, South African rands on it. Compared to your more complex fragrances, this is something that's easier to, gravitate towards. And the beauty of this fragrance is, how mass appealing it is. You walk into the boardroom, you walk into the office, you walk into meetings with this on, and it's guaranteed, to give you a compliment or two or three or maybe even four. That's how mass appealing this fragrance is, and it's continuously evolving throughout the course of the day. When I first, realized how much of a beast this fragrance is, I was at a church service on a hot summer's Sunday, and the hall had about 300 to 400 people in it, and I was wearing this, and it's packed. This is pre-COVID, packed hall, 300 people. Crazy times we come from. And I sprayed this on when I was getting ready for church in the morning. Sprayed someone, on the pulse points, hit some on my blazer when I was going to church. And the people around me, when I was walking past, during the breaks, people were like, wow, who is that? They're turning their heads. That's how much of a banger this fragrance is. And for the price that you're paying for this fragrance, it's an absolute steal. From Fragrance X, you could get a 100 ml bottle tester for about 800 South African rands. And guys, it is worth every rand, every Mandela. It's worth it. It is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. One that will definitely not let you down. One that will definitely get you the compliments if compliments is what you're looking for. And one that will definitely also I think even, besides the compliments, one that'll definitely get you to feel good about yourself. Because trust me, when you spray this on, you're like, man, I smell like $1,000,000. And plus, guys, it's for the price that you're paying to have a Versace in your collection. It'll be stupid not to. So this is one that I would highly, highly recommend for the summer and the spring. It'll definitely serve you well. This is Versace Dylan Blue Beast. Definitely worth the money. Now, the next fragrance we're going to be talking about is another flanker from the Boss Bottled line. This is Hugo Boss Bottled Infinite. So, as I mentioned, it's another flanker from the Boss Bottled line. In this flanker, I have used Hugo Boss Bottled Night. I did a review on this as well, and I've also used Hugo Boss Bottled Oud. Actually, that's a fragrance that my dad has in his collection, which means technically I've used it. If your dad has got some fragrances, and his son is around the house, then guaranteed you're going to sneak into his room and use them. That's what we used to do when we were in high school. But that's actually another story for another day. This fragrance here, Hugo Boss Bottled Infinite, carries on with the DNA in the Boss Bottled line, where the predominant note that you're going to be getting from this fragrance is apple. Just gonna go show you guys how the atomizer works and how much juice it actually sprays out. Sprays out a decent amount of juice. Before we get to talking about the actual fragrance itself, I will let it settle. Just like to talk you through, guys, the presentation of this bottle. Again, it's an eau de toilette concentration. It's a 100 ml bottle. I love the fact that you can see the juice within the bottle. With the two that I've used, the Oud, bottled Oud, and the bottled Night, those are darker colorations on the bottle, and you can't exactly see, the juice on the inside. But this one, they've made it a clear bottle engraved Boss on the side with Infinite as well on there. It looks like a little bottle, but this little bottle does pack a punch. So it's a off the top, it's the apple, which is the hero in the Boss Bottled line. So they hero the apple really well. It's a nice fresh fragrance, and the lavender as well is very dominant in this fragrance. But what makes Infinite stand out the most for me in this line? So I've used the Bottled Night, I've used the Oud. Well, obviously in the Oud, the hero in it is apple, but predominantly Oud needs to stand out. With this one, the use of spices and the use of woods is what makes this fragrance such a beautiful, versatile freshie. It's not just aquatics. They've got the apple, they've got the lavender, but what makes it really, really potent is the use of woods. So again, it's something that you can add to your collection, without feeling, a tinge of hesitance with this purchase. It's a really, really well-rounded fragrance, and it does the job really well. So, guys, yeah, I'm coming now.
I'm so sorry to disturb you. I thought you should say in the coral in the record room.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to disturb you.
Okay. So, as I said, guys, we're planning a wedding. So, yeah, izinto zakhona lezi. But yeah, I think I was really getting towards the end of the video. It's two fresh fragrances. Let me actually bring them up in the video. It's two fresh fragrances that will really serve you well going into summer and spring. So thank you guys for tuning in. Linda Zindela, please remember to comment and like the post. There's more content on the way. Boom.